Okay. Here we go again. Can you feel it? People still going to jobs. Question is, while they're at their jobs, are they talking to their coworkers about this feudal system, this vain delusion? Corporate colonizer imperialism, also known as white narcissism. Wow, look at all these fucking cards. What? I'm talking about something that I hate, and the cards are like, the Chariot, Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Cups, and the Sun. You can have a fucking grand old time. Life can still be this way, despite all this shit. We have Temperance in hand. 8 of Pentacles in the split. We have the 10 of Pentacles, but it wasn't quite there. It was 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Baby steps. We'll get there. It's good to have our self-regulating practices because we are going to require patience for everyone else who is beginning their inevitably probably not always graceful tower of paradigm crumble, and it requires a rebuild. The reality of the American dream is falling apart. Finally. Excuse me. And humans of Earth need to realize that the strength internally can be found as they figure out who they are outside of that old dying world, like back to their ancestral roots. They have to really face it. Really face it. It doesn't have to be horrible. It might feel like that sometimes. It might have horrible connections, depending on your ancestry. But it's worth it. You can reconnect with your ancestors of then. You can even call them out directly if you want to. You can also try to understand their story and why it was like the true full spectrum gray area of their experience and what choices they had, for better or for worse. Okay, so what now? I just suddenly felt like kind of tired. 10 of Swords, wow. The Queen of Cups. kind of similar to what I was just talking about, and the strength required. All of these swords, it's trapped, it's so much, too much. The Fool energy in the moment, spontaneous reflection. Death. Knight of Wands. Okay, I will tell you, often, me, the practitioner, before I get into this, I have been a conditioner of smoking the cannabis and working with it. It brings up a lot of emotions. Sometimes it makes me feel downright feral, which can be fantastic. 555 on the thingy. Seven of Wands. It's about navigating all of that. Learning to work with it. And that's why, at that point, you need to have all your creative everythings that you have ever done and want to keep doing accessible. Because if you're like me, like especially like some kind of ADHD by the Rothschild diagnostics or mercurial beep beep motherfucker. Alright, the cow was stuck on the bottom, didn't want to get out. Seven of Swords. What is up with this cat? Rejuvenation. In this little book I was reading in astrology, it reminded me to think of Taurus like the bison standing firm, like in a field as a blizzard passes. Their endurance, that strength of endurance is freaking admirable. People are waking up. The rhetoric shifts because that is how the collective has been conditioned to communicate and understand itself with each other, is in the rhetoric of the socials. Why is this not the same? In the language of memes, we have to understand that language is a tool that we can use to directly work with our subconscious and all attached to it, nervous system included. The rhombus. You gotta play with the rhombus. Find wisdom in the rhombus. Darmok and Jalad. That's Nagra. Darmok and Jalad on the ocean. Different on the ocean. The screech of rage. But the bear isn't roaring yet. We're not roaring. The screech is underneath. Subconscious again coming to mind. What sound does a bee make? Purple rectangle. The sound of a fish. Pisces. The frog in hand. What sound does a frog make? I just looked up the screen and noticed, hey, this is a purple rectangle because of the 3D Connect layer underneath the cameras. What are we doing? Subconscious of humans. Green oval, green octagon at night. The locations of your dreams, do you remember their shapes? Can you draw them? I'm feeling an irritating shift. Better work with it. Again, the Eight of Pentacles. Remember that? Earlier, we read the Eight of Pentacles. Four of Wands. Seven of Swords. Yeah. Five of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Internal anguish is the self-sabotage. And perhaps recognizing those is a great revolutionary baby step that we can do as an individual. King of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. Look at this imagery. Let's see if I can show you here. Fool in the split there. Chariot. Again, what are you holding on to? This mental anything, mental, emotional, mind, body, spirit. This swirling scourge of it all can connect to all three. If one of those three is particularly fucked at the moment, the others who are less fucked might be able to help. Chariot. Now here's death. So with the change, prudence, prudent death, prudent. Like, okay, you got a plan to have something to jump into for when you're upset, or upset, or in any other way need to self-regulate. To reclaim a sovereign sense of contentment. And by sovereign, I mean that in a decolonized context. Emotions. Seven of Wands. It keeps coming out. Seven. Oh. Comfort in the dynamic of what? This little card juggle I'm doing? Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Imagery. Two of the Pentacle. I like that depiction a lot. Instead of it being one, juggling two pentacles, like Temperance, it is two, making a pentacle. Magical fairy peoples. Irritating shift. Here we go again. friction. Yeah. Oh dear. I'm sorry you had to hear that. I'm sorry if you psychically felt any of that as well. Shit. Ten of Cups with the Knight of Fire. Page of Cups. You know, this depiction is making me think of, like, what is the emotional state of your inner child? This is like eternal youth. What if that's your inner child? Emotionally, it's conditioned in a bottle. Look at it. It's on the shelf. The colors change depending on how it feels, as well as the opaqueness and all of that glitter. The colors of your inner child. The bottle. What are all of those descriptions? Distance. I was just thinking, if the internal, healthy inner child, the when would be the past and the future. Do you have access to a harmonic future? Intuition. Surrounded by doubt of the King of Wands. The part of the masculine that I was just thinking of Vulcan. Logic. The cups are reversed here. Stable. Okay, why? Knight of Swords. The truth of two wands. Starting to get confused here. Three of Swords. Suspicion shield. And poise. Five of Wands. Let go of the front. Is this to be an imperial presentation? I haven't been using PowerPoint since I was a kid, and me and my friends, we used it to make cartoons with a little transition as animators. Computers were fun and exciting. Alright, High Priestess, surprise. Intuition was coming up earlier. Again, this junk in reverse. I meant to say chunk, but it came out as junk. Feels like junk. What are we doing? Feels like I lost the plot. If you're not into this, don't worry about it. Leave. Thank you. Otherwise, you're welcome to stay if I even post this. For whatever the fuck poison. Excuse me. What color is that child bottle now? Why am I obsessing about keeping all these cards upright? There's like too many to keep track of. King of Cups with the Nine of Cups. Showing up in the shuffling process, there's constant shift. The Two of Cups and the Ace of Coins. What color is the bottle? Comment on it. King of Cups. Chemistry. What contents of this bottle in the king stage of this emotional container, if you pour it into the child container, how would it chemically help it? Would it help it? Are you aware of this state, the condition of this? Are you pouring poison into your child's cup? Your inner child's cup? Something for you to be sure of. Double check. Triple check. Pause and breathe. Make sure of what it is. I gotta stop this now, because another thing I'm picking up on is my stomach. It's beginning to scream. So I'm gonna get back to fixing up a mixture of whatever I have in my old rice cooker that I started to use again. Not just for rice, but lentils and noodle stuff. I'm gonna try something else now.